Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all okay. So here I am on, what day is it? Thursday. And it is, let's move this around a bit better. There we go. I'm live streaming now for April's social media roundup, which I'm so sorry I missed last week. Completely my bad. Just stuff was taking over and appointments got slotted in, and excitedly I was down at Salisbury Big Business event, so I was hosting a workshop there about Snapchat and Instagram, which has some really great interest and excitement about. So yes, and then I was there attending a couple of other workshops afterwards, so it just meant that I missed the live stream, and yeah, and here I am ready to give you what I got. So few house rules or few reminders. Every month I live stream the roundup of a few key things that have changed in the world of social media, comms and marketing, and yeah, how that can affect you, how you can use that as a business. I can take any questions that you have, just put them in the comments box below. If you stay right until the end, I give a top tip for the month, so that's cool. If there's anything you have that you'd want me to talk about next time, then, or pop me a question as well. Absolutely fine with that. And if there's anybody you know that would benefit from watching these updates, then do use the share button. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair because it's a bit fluffy today. Yes, use the share button underneath in your app and you can invite somebody into the roundup. So let's crack on, shall we? What's changing? Instagram published update last week around the fact that they are now at 700 million users. That's massive worldwide. That's huge. So if people again aren't yet considering Instagram as part of their marketing strategy, it is a lovely little platform to use. It's simple, it's streamlined, it's very visual. Yeah, and the great thing is that because Facebook owns it, the advertising tools that you can get on Instagram are really simple and easy to use too. So yeah, great for businesses. They have business accounts as well on Instagram, so you can definitely make the most of analytics, and people can contact you as a business. You can sell your products, and they're constantly updating it as well with new tools such as booking facilities shortly coming out as well. Cool. What else have they done? They've now allowed you to bookmark content into collections. So if you save any pictures, you can do into a collection, which is fab. You can now advertise within stories. So if you are a Instagram stories user, you might start to see some advertising happening in there. But if you are a marketer, might be something that you would like to consider to within your advertising strategy. And geo stickers. So as we know, Instagram stories were a kind of direct replica of Snapchat anyway. But one of the bonuses to Snapchat was that they had these filters which were only available in certain locations. And now Instagram has them, yay, which is cool, which is fine. It adds another layer, another depth to your content, and makes it much more creative. It does make me wonder whether or not they will look to integrate a kind of self-publishing geo-filter capabilities. It might already be there, I might have missed it, but certainly what you can do on Snapchat is design your own filters, and that's definitely a hook for them. So if I'd go at that, do have a go. Facebook, let's move on to Facebook. A few changes this month. You may have noticed or have not noticed on your Facebook page, your business page, you may now have the option to create a group as your page. Yes, so this is being rolled out and trialled with about 2%-ish of business pages, I believe. I've certainly got it now on mine. You will now have a new tab on the bottom right of your page that allows you to create a group, which is, in the sense, it's quite late down the line, because Facebook groups are really helpful in terms of A, beating the algorithms of Facebook posts, B, they're much more engaged because they're kind of like a more tight-knit community, um, and yeah, so it works very differently than pages, and so that's beneficial to both the user and the communicator or the marketer. Um, but the issue was that people don't want to necessarily, particularly if you're using these groups as a business through your organisation, people were a little bit apprehensive to use their personal profiles to establish a group for their business or organisation, and as such manage it. So if this feature had come in years ago, months ago, I think everyone would have been loving it. But now that they've established their own groups, I'm not sure it will necessarily take up. However, I'm definitely going to give it a go and have a play and see what it's like. It does also tie in with the news that they are going to be trialling and rolling out the ability for pages to interact within groups that are hosted and established by profiles. Hope that makes sense. I get asked that a lot. Oh, I've got a group. Why can't I post in there as my page? Well, that's because of the hierarchy of how Facebook works. You've got profiles, you've got pages, you've got groups. Profiles can only connect with either one of those, so they're kind of like the top thing. So yeah, pages can't currently interact with groups, but that is something that I believe they're looking into and testing, which is why it's integration of adding a groups tab to your page is quite cool. So I'm going to give that a play and I'll let you know how I get on. The other two things that, well, one statistic, Facebook Messenger is now at 1.2 billion users. So that's massive, growing massively. And the advertising within that is rolling out as well. So you can now promote content within Facebook Messenger itself. And certainly behaviourally, you will find a lot younger audience using Messenger than just using the app as well, so that's worth noting. And then two other things which are quite exciting. One is that they've started testing the split screen on live stream. So this is something I mentioned a few months ago, that I was excited to see that they had announced the possibility of being able to go live and split your screen and have co-presenters on your live stream, which would be amazing. And now I've seen the other day that they were testing it out, so that's pretty cool. I can't wait to get hold of that and trial it. Just means that I'll be able to potentially co-host a live stream, get guests on, which is definitely where I want this to go. So keep an eye out for that. And if you're up for it, then let me know and you can come and be a guest. And then also Workplace by Facebook. That is their answer to things like Slack or Yammer. It is a social network specifically for use within businesses and organisations. So it's a tight-knit platform. You have to all have the same email address, so at gov.uk or whatever it might be. And then you can all have a safe place to communicate about work-related stuff in a social networking kind of way, if that makes sense. So it absolutely makes sense for Facebook to have created an internal comms tool, particularly because most people are familiar with using Facebook. But I'm yet to have a play with it. However, it can now hold documents, you can share files, and they've now got a free version in place. So it's called Workplace Standard, and that will always be free. And the next level up is Workplace Premium. And as with all these sorts of channels, there will be a change into what you get from each one. Then a couple more things on Pinterest. They've been getting rid of the like button this week, so they're trying to move away from a social network label and more around a discovery channel. So people had the like and the pin button were getting quite confused, so they've moved that away as a kind of response to that behaviour. So anything you've previously liked will be put onto its own board, but just to let you know, if you've noticed that difference, that's why. So yeah, more about visual discovery, and then YouTube Mobile have got a live streaming function now, which is awesome. And previously you could only live stream on that app if you had over 10,000 subscribers to your YouTube channel. They've now reduced that to 1,000. So if you do have a YouTube channel as part of your business or organisation, and you've got that level of subscribers, you can now live stream from the mobile app, which is amazing. I'm not sure if there's any stipulations around your account being verified, so that's something I've got to look into a little bit deeper, but just wanted to let you know that that's a change there. Snapchat are now introducing world lenses, which is augmented reality. So when you open up the app and you start to take pictures and videos, you can actually overlay an augmented reality filter that kind of blends into real life and what you're taking a picture of. It's very funky, very cool, and just kind of represents that push forward on how social channels and technology is moving, really. Facebook have also just released their augmented reality developer platform, so developers can now start having a play and create their own augmented reality filters for the Facebook camera. So yeah, very, very exciting times for where sort of social is moving to. And then what else? That's Instagram. Talk about Facebook. I mentioned one changes to Pinterest, YouTube, Snapchat. Lastly, one small thing for LinkedIn, which caught my eye. They now introduced a lead generation form in advertising. So very much like with Facebook, if you set up a lead generation campaign, you can get information from people off Facebook in a very two-step process. So they click a button and it gives you their name, address, email, whatever it is that you want. So LinkedIn have now introduced a lead generation form for advertising. So if, for example, you put an ad out about a job, you would be able to say, yes, I'm interested in applying for this, and then submitting your details just like that, click of a button, rather than kind of going to a website, finding an application form, etc., etc. So that's something that I picked up on. Again, yet to use that, but if anybody does or has seen it and has a play, then do pop it in the comments. That would be brilliant. Okay, I've whizzed through that. It's like 12 minutes in, but time is rolling on for me today. I've got lots to do. I will put in some links in the comments to all the main things I've spoke about. I do apologise that has been a little shorter than it is usually. But as promised, my top tip for today is on the vein of LinkedIn. When you're creating a LinkedIn summary, make sure you focus on what it is you do for others. So too many people write a LinkedIn summary that focuses on their experience, 15 years in this industry, does this. But actually, by changing it around and focusing on your customer and what you do for them, so I provide excellent services, I can increase your sales by, I can do, increase your following from this to this, and focus on results driven, then you're more likely to pique interest in somebody that's following you or found you on LinkedIn, that could then result in an inquiry. So that's my top tip for today. If you want to stay in touch with me via email, I do send out, I'm starting to send out more regular e-newsletters. It's more of an email update about what we're doing in the business, where we're going, and kind of links to articles that would be of help to you guys. Then just pop me your email address via private message. That's cool. Courses are now on the websites, and the next round of courses that I'm doing, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn date is now live. That's going to be in July. LinkedIn for Business. Yeah, so if you go onto the website, they will get added to the Facebook page over the next week or so. But yeah, hopefully I will see you guys there. As I said, if you've got any questions, let me know. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.